Hello, I very frequently receive questions about how much money there is to be made at online poker. Also, people ask what win rates are achievable, be it at 10NL, 25NL, 50NL, 100NL. Along with these, I get a lot of concerned messages about downswings and variance. People say it is super tough to be a poker professional because variance is so high. And I disagree with them. I don't think variance is very high for cash games, and I'll show you why in this video, and I'll also explain to you how much money you can expect to make at 100NL. Who follows me on Instagram, follows my stories there as well, knows I'm not exactly a fan of, guessing win rates and knowing how much you make per month because it's not that exact. But I'll give you a rough idea in this video using Prime Dope. Prime Dope has this poker variance calculator. Before we start calculating about the rake, at NL100 you pay just above 6 big blinds per 100 in rake. At 50NL probably above 7 big blinds per 100 in rake. So the win rate I'm using as an example is 5 big blinds per 100. This is including rake back, because your win rate is what you make at the tables plus the rake you get back. If you pay 6 big blinds in rake, for example, and you get 50% back, you get 3 big blinds per 100 in rake back. So it's enough to have a 2 big blind per 100 win rate, pre-rake back, to have a 5 big blinds per 100 overall win rate, which is super achievable. The observed win rate is just a win rate that we actually see we had, but not the one we expect to have. So I'll use half of it so we can calculate more or less how often we get at least half of what we expect to have. The standard deviation, I'm putting 100, but it may be a bit lower for cash games. Maybe you could put 90, 95, 85. It just depends on playing style quite a lot. The more loose and aggressive you are, the higher the standard deviation is. And for the number of hands, we will use 100,000 hands. It is not everyone who can make 100,000 hands per month, so we will also look at 60,000 hands per month. 60,000 hands per month is about 100 hours of play in a month if you play 600 hands an hour, which is 3 Zoom tables or about 8 regular tables. But now let's have a look at the numbers. If you play 100NL, I mentioned you can earn easily $5,000 a month, because 5,000 big blinds, you see here the expected winnings are $5,000, as 1 big blind at 100NL equals to $1. The probability of loss in a month or in 100,000 hands in this simulation is below 6%, which means that 94% of the time you will have a winning month if you just have 5 big blinds win rate including rake back. And now the observed win rate, I use 2.5 big blinds, so it's $2,500 per month. In this example, you will 78% of the time earn more than 2.5k in a month. And the minimum bankroll you need for this is 3,000 big blinds, so 30 buy-ins to only have 5% chance of ruin. But I recommend you to be a bit more conservative. If you have 50 buy-ins and you know, or you never know exactly, but if you really can estimate your win rate to be around 5 big blinds and you have 50 buy-ins, you basically have no chance of losing all of your money. And now for those of you who believe they will not be making 100,000 hands per month, we will calculate for 60,000 hands per month. I mentioned this is about 100 hours of 600 hands per hour, 3 Zoom tables, 8 regular tables. This is something a professional should be doing in a month, every month. Key to earning good money in poker is not only the ability to play well, but also the ability to put in the enough volume. And 100 hands per month is, 25 per week. So you should be doing that 5 times a week, 5 hours. It's possible. Obviously, if you play 60,000 instead of 100,000 hands per month, the likelihood that I've highlighted here increases a little bit that you have a losing month. It's about 11%, but still, a year has 12 months, so you're expected to lose about 1 month in a year, which is not much. So at cash games, you have a consistent winning. Basically, all the months you are winning. Just one per year you don't win. Do you believe variance is too high if in a year you are down in 1 month and up in 11 months? I think it's okay, but let's have a look at the yearly graph here. I choose to look at 1 million hands because that means you play 100,000 hands per month in 10 months of the year, and then you take 2 months off to travel or to just do whatever. But obviously you can by yourself simulate a lower amount of hands or a higher one. Some people really play more. They can play 1,000 hands per hour and they just play all day and then manage to play a lot. But look at the loss probability. It's 0%. So if your true win rate is 5 big blinds, you will never lose after a year of playing. True win rate means the win rate you are expected to win on average, okay? So it includes that sometimes you have better tables, sometimes you have worse tables. Sometimes you perform better, you play your A game, and sometimes you just have a bad day and then punt. It includes all the bad beats, everything. It's the average of what you're expected to win. If this is your average, and it's not a hard to achieve average of 5 big blinds, including rakeback at 100 NL, then you will not have a losing year. And as you can see, also you're more than 99% likely to make above 25,000 if you're expected to win 50,000 in a year. So concluding, if you believe me that 5 big blinds per 100 including rakeback is very achievable at 100 NL, you can see that $5,000 per month can be made, or if you take some time off or play a bit less, $50,000, $45,000 in a year. And keep in mind, this is 100 NL. Of course, people can move up and earn more money at 200, 500 NL, etc. Finally, I would like to point out that even though I'm advocating cash games are low variance, I know it feels different. It's because our brain has a hard time to understand short-term and long-term. So if we have a couple of days of losing, we have bad beats and are in a current downswing, we feel terrible. But if we understand that in cash game it's possible to win quite consistently, I think it's possible to overcome this. To end this video, I was about to show you a bad beat here, because when I say that cash game variance is low, people always go about bad beats, downswings, etc. I'm aware of those. I just want you to compare the stats I showed you before, the numbers, with people who invest in different poker formats or in the trading markets. And also traditional liberal workers, like someone who wants to open a shop, a restaurant. If you guarantee them that with $5,000 you are guaranteed to earn between $25,000 and $75,000 in a year, I think they'd be quite happy. There's basically no chance of ruin if you are a winning player. Of course, you only play the stake you already beat. But the good news for those of you who don't have the technical ability to beat these stakes yet is that you can hire me as your personal trainer for less than what you're expected to earn in a month once you become a winning player and a semi-professional or even a professional player. Sometimes people see poker coaching as something expensive, and it's true that the absolute money you invest is relatively high. However, if you do see poker as something serious, something you want to be profitable with, you could see it as an investment. And I really believe the technical part of the game is not that hard to beat 100 NL. We're talking about 100 NL. Of course, if you want to beat 500 NL, 1000, 1K NL, you have to be very good. For 100 NL, what is more important is consistency, discipline, the willingness to study by yourself, a decent mental game. I will get you there in the technical part of the game. If you're interested, check out my contacts in the YouTube description. And if you would like to study by yourself, check out the GTO Wizard link for 10% off. See you in the next video.